This stunning landscape belongs to Raja Ampat, Indonesia, the crown jewel in the heart of the Coral Triangle. Raja Ampat covers an area of 40,000 square kilometers and is home to some of the most abundant and diverse reef systems on our planet. It also forms part of the richest marine biodiversity on Earth and is home to 700 mollusk species, including 7 giant clam species, 5 species of rare and endangered sea turtle, 16 marine mammal species including dugong, 1,300 species of reef fish, 600 species of hard coral, and so much more. All this biodiversity highly depends on the presence of reef-building organisms like coral. Raja Ampat's coral reefs are also thought to provide a central seeding source for many other reef systems within the Indo-Pacific. Needless to say, preserving hard corals is critical to the conservation of the rest of these ecosystems.
My name is Arnaud Brival. I am a co-founder of the Sea People, a marine conservation NGO in Raja Ampat, West Papua, Indonesia, a region that is considered the most biodiverse location on the planet.
Here in the Damp Estuary, we're basically surrounded by corals with very rich reefs, very pristine areas. And Raja Ampat has become the mecca for recreational diving, with divers going from the entire world at the moment. Before it became famous, late 90s, early 2000s, Raja Ampat was the scene of a lot of illegal fishing practices, which include shark finning, but also dynamite fishing and cyanide fishing. At the end of the early 2000s, about 10 years ago, Conservation International made an amazing job in the area and launched some large-scale awareness campaigns and worked together with the government but also with the local community to establish the Raja Ampat Marine Park, which is now 8 to 10 years old. Now people know this place for its incredible megafauna, its incredible fish and marine diversity, for its amazing corals and world-famous dive sites. But what people don't know is that within the marine park there's still a lot of reefs which have suffered from the past destructive fishing practices and which still haven't recovered. We've got, for instance, a reef which is almost in visual distance from here, just 10 kilometers away.
One of the Sea People's projects we've established over the past 3 years is to train local community members to do reef restoration. We've been designing, developing and testing restoration and rehabilitation methods, and we have now successfully completed the pilot phase.
And we've restored about 500 square meters of reefs, and our action have also allowed to protect another 500 square meters of reef that was in danger. We've been working on this project for 2 years now, and we are very surprised and very amazed by the results we're getting. We're talking of coral growth rates of 1 to 2 centimeters per month for some species, so that's more than 20 centimeters per year for the fastest growing ones. And remarkable survival rates with about 85% of our 5,000 transplants in very healthy conditions after more than a year and a half of transplantation. The techniques that we've designed and tested have shown some very promising results. Very fast establishment of the coral fragments, very fast growing rates, even very good survival rates after more than a year and a half of transplantation. Since the creation of our pilot project, Coral Restoration Site, we've used the place as an educational platform to educate both the local community, but also the international community coming to visit Raja Ampat. We found out that although this 500 square meter of reef restored is just a drop in the ocean, it was actually a very good medium to raise awareness and educate both the local and international community. Over the next few months, we're going to attempt to replicate this project in front of a village, involving further the local community, creating another educational platform right in front of a very strategic location where most of the tourism flow within this part of Raja Ampat would visit at some point during their holiday. If this works, we will be able to move to our long-term objective, So we've got our eyes on a very large reef systems of about 500 hectares, surrounded by villages, and which suffered a lot from destructive fishing practices in the past. To do so, we're going to try to upscale and expand our techniques and our work to, let's call it, a semi-industrial entity. They're still non-profit, but that will be able to sustain 10 to 20 jobs for local community members, and we hope to have them do constant reef restoration over the next 4 or 5 years and protect and rehabilitate this complex reef system that was damaged by their parents. In terms of reef restoration and coral transplantation, there's been a lot of projects worldwide in the Caribbean, in Thailand, elsewhere in Indonesia, with various levels of success. In the case of Raja Ampat, we're lucky to have still near pristine conditions with very high water quality, very good fish stocks, and amazing condition for coral growth. The main challenge we've got to address in Raja Ampat is the lack of stability of the substrate on which coral grow. That's something we've managed to address using a various set of techniques, not a single technique, but a combination of techniques to find ways to stabilize rubble slopes and stretches of coral rubble areas on which coral cannot regenerate. When we've managed to stabilize that rubble, then we almost hope to let nature do its work and reestablish itself. Over the past 2 years of the pilot project, the reef rehabilitation and the transplantation of about 5,000 coral fragments, combined with the protection of the reef, making it a no-take zone, we've seen some amazing results with coral cover recovering at surprisingly fast rates, but also fish counts and fish stocks increasing at a very noticeable rate as well. And it's very heartwarming to see that you can actually go coral gardening and start producing the fish which are being eaten by the local community. So one of the ideas of this project is to be able to enhance the food source, the main protein source of the local communities. Also create some maybe new tourism attraction that could also help fuel the local economy. So another of the key aspects of this project, of course, is to involve the local community as much as possible. Planting corals is only, let's say, the tip of the iceberg. The locals we've trained and involved into this project, every single one of them used to do either compressor fishing, cyanide fishing, shark finning, or even bomb fishing when they used to be kids, would join their parents on their fishing adventures. So one of the key aspects of this project is to try to turn a former dynamite fisher into a coral gardener. With the upscaling and the expansion of the project, we hope to be able to sustain these coral gardener positions and create more of them. We hope as well to make the system work perfectly to have the coral gardener position as one of the best paid positions within the Dampier Strait. If you can imagine, a local dive guide in Raja Ampat is one of the highest social positions you can get. You can work close to your family, you get a pretty high salary, and you work in the environment you grow in. We hope to be able to even step up from that and turn the best dive guide into coral gardeners that will be able to get even greater salaries and even greater, hopefully, social recognition within the communities. Thanks to our pilot project, we've been using it to showcase our work, and we've been able to gain support from the local government, but also draw the interest of the local community, which is now eager to partake in this project. Now we're getting many villages around that just keep asking when we're going to be able to establish a coral garden in front of their jetty or in front of their villages. This restoration work, when it expands, will also provide opportunities for further research into the potential for coral restoration and regeneration and into coral management. As the project grows, we're hoping to team up with universities or conservation bodies or scientific bodies, governmental or private, willing to team up and develop the research aspect of our project. Assuming the funding is available, our hope or our dream and our expectations as well would be to managed to restore these 500 hectares of reef within a time frame of 5 to 10 years and hopefully create between 10 to 20 jobs for the local community. If that works, that would probably be one of the first in the world, I would say, to achieve such a large-scale restoration project. With the restoration, rehabilitation, and the protection of this complex reef system, we hope to be able to create new tourism attraction, maybe some new dive sites, but also create food sources for the local communities. This complex reef system is surrounded by 6 or 7 villages, all of which are very heavily relying on local fish stock as a primary protein and food source. So being able to restore corals and then restore fish stocks within these corals and the production, the replenishment of the local fish stock will have undoubtedly a big impact on both the local economy but also on the social and healthy issues of the local communities.
Coral reefs occupy about 0.1% of the world's ocean area. Yet, they are home to more than 25% of all marine species on the planet. Our ocean reefs need protection and can be saved. We just have to want to.
Thank you for watching.